Hey guys, this is Dano from Hidden Bigfoot Research Lab. My SAM module, I ordered a new one, just came in, and I'm actually surprised it came with all the relays and fuses. That's awesome. Looks like it's missing one, but I'll overlook it, or I'll look it over. I need to get the tools out. If I finish this video, I was trying to clean the other one. There wasn't much corrosion that I saw. Yeah, to get in there, you take that out. You open this box open. Slide that out of the way. Unplug all the wires. I've already took pictures of this, and see there's the fuse that it's missing. It lost its little plastic cover. I got it inside. I was going to super glue it back together. When I opened up the module that most people were doing, it looked fine. And then so I went past the serviceable part. Like in the videos I saw, they were cleaning this part here, and my board was fine. So I started to actually open up this section, and like the plastic has to slip around all those terminals, and I was really having to, and I about got it, but out of nowhere I heard something go tink onto I was working on my washer, like my clothes washer, because it was a good open flat surface with light. Ended up having a little transistor fall out off the board. So I just quit, ordered a new one. But when I open this up, like the way this is done is there's a bunch of little pathways in between all these fuses, and like they're wired kind of like a circuit board. Oh, it's 5, 6, 7 different of these little layers with basically wires. Pathways, whatever, circuit pathways. And each layer had several different pathways. And it was just, this part here was just full of corrosion. So it was definitely bad. And I've had a lot of weird issues with this. So I need to I'm in a hurry though, so I can't film much. But I need to disconnect the battery. I had this loose from earlier, because I knew I was going to be working on it. And I did put it back together just to see what would happen. And I didn't have any headlights. My AC quit working. So I definitely couldn't be driving it until... I've been driving it around the property, but like I haven't left in this thing. So let me get some tools and we're just going to swap it out real quick. I did take pictures. And to get this apart, you pry this apart. It just pops off. I did have it try to bend just a little bit, so make sure and pry evenly, and then move the arm out of the way and take pictures of where everything goes. What I did was all the top wires and plugs I moved to one side over here, and all the bottom wires and plugs I moved over to here. I just followed my pictures that I had on my phone. And to get this out, it was either a T15 or a T20, maybe a T25. I can't remember. There, and then there's one right here. You kind of got to wiggle it and just shimmy this plastic up a little bit. I did not have to take it off on mine, but you might on yours. I don't know if they were any different depending on the year. But it did barely come out without taking this off. When I bought this, I did have to match the VIN numbers. I don't know if I have to have it programmed or not. I'm hoping it'll run somewhat. I've seen online where sometimes they got lucky and didn't have to program them new. But hopefully I at least have headlights and my AC back. And like I've had a bunch of stuff since I lost that resistor. I've had a bunch of stuff come up on, oh, I just unhooked the battery. I've had a bunch of stuff come up on the dash. It thinks a bunch of stuff is broke that isn't. So let me get the tools out. I'm just gonna pull it. So yeah, take pictures of everything. Make notes of where everything is. Like on the bottom, what I did was I would take off, I would take a picture, take off a row. I would take another picture, take off the next row. So I had like 4 or 5 pictures of each row, and then I just worked in reverse, connecting it back. Okay, to pry this apart, you just gotta get up underneath there. And then pop it off. Move this arm down out of the way. And be careful with that wire right there. Using a flathead screwdriver, you just push the tabs and then they'll just pop out. My camera's dying and I'm in a rush, so I can't film a whole lot. I just used a little Allen wrench to poke the tabs over like that, and then with the flatheads pry it out. Like I said, my battery's low. Okay, those screws are a T15. Like I said, there's one on the back right there, and then 2 on the front. And you see I just moved the wires for the top half over here. Okay, move the wiper out of the way. And you see it goes to like right there. And then it's plenty clear. And you see, and then this thing comes right out. And as I said, take a picture. The way I did it was I took a picture, undid a row, took a picture, undid a row, took a picture, undid a row. And here's the top wires. So I moved the bottom wires over to this side. Okay, now these last 2, there's a button you kind of got to push in, and then it'll spin down. And it kind of comes out like a breaker in your house. Same thing on that one, push in. And then pull it down, it pops out. And that SAM is out. And as I said, I took pictures, so I'm just going to hook them up the same way. The same order as I undid them, but like I said, I don't have much battery here, so I kind of just got to do it. Luckily, they only go in one way. I don't think any of these will plug in a different way. But just pay attention and take several sets of pictures. Okay, see, there's my phone. It's not zooming in good on it, but you see I've got the bottom row. And these breakers, or these little things, they go in just like they came out with the bar down. Put it in its slot, and as you push it down, the terminal will push up and go fully till it locks. Same thing with that one. Push it in, and then lock, and then slide to my next picture. And see, I'm just going to do that the whole way out. Okay, all the bottom ones are hooked up. And you see, I've got a couple plugs that are still missing. I assume they just wasn't on this model. I mean, who knows what, some sensor or maybe a different radio, hard to say. I mean, I assume these were put in several different vehicles. I got to make sure and remember to pull that fuse when I put this in. But yeah, I'm in a hurry. I'm just going to do this. When you put it in, make sure you go the same direction that it came out. So that goes to the back. And I think I had to pull this fuse out for it to fit, because when I did it last time, that little piece of plastic caught it and flung it out. I about lost it. And when pushing this thing down, I still got to plug the top wires in. So make sure you don't cram them down with it. Because see, this one's over here, and then the other ones are over here. So I got to be careful not to do that. There's also this piece of foam which was just crammed in there. I'm not sure exactly where that went, but it slices right there. I'll cram it in better when it's done. Yeah, you might look where that actually was stuffed at when you do yours, because mine was just kind of sandwiched between here and the wall of the box. See, it just twisted just like that, and then down in there. And I haven't screwed it in yet, but I do want to check the fuses and check the relays real fast. I can put the big fuse back in. I can pull this one And put that one right there. And like I said, I got the cover for that in the car. I just want to glue the corners back in. But yeah, I want to make sure everything matches. It looks like it does. So on to the next step. Now I need to make sure my wires are still there on my screw bolt holes back up and install it. Oh, before I get too far ahead of myself, stuff this stone or foam back in to keep it from vibrating. And make sure you get it below the lid of the box, because this box must seal. That's how these sand modules go bad, as they get wet. Alright, that's ready to go. That's good and crammed in there, and then line the holes up and screw it back together. Okay, I lied, that was a T20, guys. Once I started actually putting pressure on it, it came free. And then just tighten them up. And like I said, make sure the last of your plugs is above it still. You see, these sand modules are pretty easy to replace. And even recording, I've done this in less than an hour. Now, I don't know about the programming part, or how much will work without it being programmed. So I'm worried about, I'm hoping it at least runs somewhat. I do have a buddy that with a nice scanner that thinks he can program it. If not, I gotta go to the dealer 2 hours away. Now I gotta plug the wires in, leave that back down. Make sure you get that back in right, because you need this box watertight. I'm tempted to even put a small bead of silicone around it. Plug that in, make sure it snaps. Remember to check your camera if you need to see what went where. I've already done this a couple times. And she's in. Double check your work, make sure everything's good. Move that back down. Move your wiper down. I just popped them together using a pair of vice grips. Make sure I get a good bite. Yeah, see, it actually snapped. I don't know if I got that or not, but it'll snap on. But that's in. We double checked everything. I'm gonna leave that open for just a second. Pretty sure it'll still run even if it needs programmed. Yeah, there just might be some errors. Yeah, that thing throws a spark. But that hood sensor's on unless you turn it off. I'll tighten that up later. I got it good and snug and tight. It's for sure making contact. Okay, let's start it and see what happens. Yeah, I got nothing. Let me make sure and check my relays and check everything. Make sure there's not something missing. Okay, I see it. There is a relay out of it, and I believe this was the starting relay. Ah! Okay, if you pop the cap off of them, that's not a big deal. You can actually test a relay by popping the cap off and clicking that. I do that all the time. Careful doing that on newer ones. Just when you put the cap back on, make sure you get it the right direction. Okay, I see 2 more fuses missing. Maybe they go to the starter. These 2 right here, I gotta swap them out. The 25 and the 15. And I click the relay on. And that sounds like that smog pump or that air injection pump. Okay. Pull that out. Put that in. Pull that out. Put that in, and now let's try it. Sweet! Okay, so yeah, it didn't come with a couple relays and a couple fuses. And let's see what it does. Okay, I got no warnings like I did. Let's see if my AC starts working. It feels cold. Good, my AC's back. Haha, I got headlights. Sweet. And now, like, my battery already says it's completely dead. My windows are working. My sunroof's working. To program these, you hold it one way for 5 seconds, hold it the next way for 5 seconds, hold it back for 5 seconds, and you see now it's working. That's how you do the sunroof. back. Yeah, okay. And I'll let you know if anything isn't working. I need to check the rain guard. I need to check anything else that has to do with that module. And I'll let y'all know, but I'm in a big rush. But yeah, sweet! Oh, I gotta put that box on. Okay, when you do this, make sure you get it in right. Get the wires down out of the way, because this box must be watertight. Like, you gotta make sure it's on correct. Boom. Alright, hey, future editing Dano here. Got it done, got it all programmed. I've actually put like 600, 700, 800 miles on it since then. I did get it programmed after I left about 2-3 days later. It ran fine without being programmed. Luckily, I don't know if that was just me or if I just didn't notice anything. I still honestly haven't noticed the difference. I need to take it to the dealer because we did it at my buddy's shop and I believe he did everything he could do. I just want to see if there was more that's actual star programming couldn't. But he did get into it, he said. And he's got quite a bit of good stuff. So, I mean, I hope, like, I just want to see if there is more. But, yeah, it worked great. I haven't had any problems out of it. I haven't had any glitches. I still got a couple other things in the car, but I do get to it as I'm working. I mean, you know, it came with a few problems. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe to all your favorite videos and creators to help their channels grow. Alright, thanks guys. Lates.